It's 2026, and the biggest threat to your money isn't your boss or inflation. It's closer than that. It's the person you see in the mirror every morning. Warren is lying in bed with the lights off and his phone 6 inches from his face. He scrolls rent, groceries, and layoffs like a weather report for his life. He works hard, he's exhausted, and the numbers still don't move. The worst part isn't the bills, it's the feeling that nothing he does matters. That feeling is a trap, because once you believe you're powerless, you stop steering. Today is not a get-rich pep talk, it's the ignition switch. Meet Warren. Normal income, no trust fund, no lucky break, years of doing the right things and staying stuck. He blames the economy, his job, and his timing, and some of it is true. And they still don't change his bank account. Here's the ugly truth Warren accepts. Money reflects beliefs, habits, and decisions over time. Not perfectly and not instantly, but consistently. That's why two people can live in the same city and get totally different outcomes. So Warren stops asking who's to blame and starts asking what his next move is. Because wealth isn't primarily an external lottery you wait to win, it's an internal game you can start winning before you invest a single dollar. The first move is uncomfortable. Stop casting yourself as the victim in your own story. Not because life is fair, but because victim stories are expensive. Now let's name the enemy the mirror trap. The mirror trap is when your biggest leak isn't your budget, it's your default reactions. Your autopilot runs your life while you think you're just tired. And autopilot doesn't respond to vague hopes. It responds to repeated actions and emotions. Warren was living under 3 lies that quietly keep people broke. Lie 1, someone will come save me. Nobody's coming. And that's actually good news because it means you're in control again. Lie 2, a job equals security. In 2026, a paycheck can disappear fast and stable can change in a single email. Lie 3, wealth is mostly luck. Luck helps, but systems beat luck when you give them time. Money doesn't sprint toward people who sit still and complain. It moves toward people who build skills, create value, and stack small wins. So Warren asks one question that splits his life into 2 timelines. Do I wait for rain or do I dig a well? Defense feels safer, but offense is where freedom grows. Warren thought he needed a side hustle pitch or a stock tip. What he needed first was a new default setting. This isn't mystical. It's psychology. Habits are your brain saving energy by repeating what you rehearse. If the habit is scroll and cope, the result will be stuck and bitter. So Warren changes what he rehearses. He stops daydreaming in fog and starts picturing outcomes in detail. The calm of opening a bill and not flinching. The quiet of a reliable car that starts without drama. The feeling of walking into work because you choose to, not because you're trapped. Then he adds the rule that makes visualization useful. Feelings, fuel, habits, drive. Fuel without a vehicle is just noise, so he acts today. Not massive action, measurable action. 1 skill session, 1 outreach message, 1 tiny offer to a real person who can actually say yes or no. 1 paid micro task, even $10, because momentum doesn't care where you start. Then the beginner trap shows up right on schedule. Envy. Warren sees someone winning online and thinks, they got lucky, they must be cheating, why not me? He catches it in the moment because envy is self-poison. It's drinking poison and expecting someone else to collapse. So he trains a new response. If they can do it, the path exists. And my job is to find my route. Success becomes a signpost, not an insult. Next, Warren fixes the leak that looks like ambition, trying 20 things at once. Busy is not progress, and scatter is not strategy. So he becomes a laser for 90 days. 1 goal, 1 skill, 1 plan he can follow. He deletes the apps that steal his evenings and says no to distractions that feel harmless. He treats time like currency, not spare change. Then he learns the most expensive language on earth, money. Most people are financially illiterate, and they pay for it monthly in fees and stress. Warren turns dead time into class. Audiobooks commuting, podcasts cooking, 30 minutes focused instead of 2 hours scrolling. Books become cheat codes because you buy years of mistakes for the price of dinner. But knowledge doesn't win if your environment is toxic. So Warren audits his circle. Do these people talk solutions or just complain, build you up, or mock ambition? If the group is an anchor, distance is a strategy, not drama. He finds a new circle of builders who discuss skills, business, investing, and growth. Because your environment is soil and great seeds die in poisoned ground, Warren adopts one brutal rule. Do the most important, most unpleasant task first, when the morning and the day can't bully you. Then comes the money rule that actually creates options. Live below your means, not as punishment, as a purchase of freedom. Every dollar you don't waste becomes a worker you send into the world. Those workers come back with friends over time, returns, opportunity, breathing room. And Warren expects setbacks, because setbacks are feedback, not stop signs. He adapts instead of collapsing, like water flowing around a rock. Then he protects his energy like it's part of the plan. Sleep, food, water, and movement. That's not luxury, it's foundation. Because you can't build wealth on a burnt-out brain. In 2026, when the job market shifts fast, energy becomes part of your edge. Warren also stops broadcasting his plans because attention is a tax on follow-through. He tracks streaks, not vibes, days learned, offers sent, dollars saved. He chooses creating over consuming because creators build assets while consumers rent attention. He starts sharing what he learns even if nobody claps. A quiet reputation compounds faster than a loud identity. Then he writes one framework on a sticky note and slaps it on his laptop. Earn, buffer, invest, skill up. That loop answers the only question that matters. What should my next dollar do first? If the answer isn't one of the four, it's probably a distraction. When he gets a raise, he feeds the loop instead of upgrading his life. When life hits, the buffer takes the punch, not his credit card. When the market swings, he keeps investing because his plan isn't based on moods. Boring consistency is how he becomes unignorable. Now Warren adds what most mindset talk skips, a concrete 7-day challenge. Day 1, cancel one useless subscription and move that money into a separate buffer account. Day 2, pick one skill that raises your income and do 30 minutes. No debate. Day 3, send one outreach message to someone who can pay you or hire you. Day 4, create one simple offer you can deliver this weekend. Day 5, learn one money concept and write it in plain English. Day 6, delete one distraction app and replace it with one learning tool. Day 7, automate one transfer on payday, even if it's $5. That's not motivation, that's a system. And to make it real, Warren starts with a first income example that isn't fantasy. He offers a Saturday reset, yard cleanup and trash haul, fixed price, before and after photos. One weekend becomes 2 clients, then a buffer, and the buffer stops small problems turning into debt. The Fed surveys show many adults still can't cover a $400 surprise with cash. So Warren stops trying to look rich and starts trying to become unbreakable. Then he learns a proof story that makes excuses feel weak. Nadia, a single parent, cleaned hotel rooms at night and overheard travelers talk pricing and referrals. She listened, studied free content after work, saved a little for supplies, and printed flyers. She added one wow detail, referrals stacked, and she replaced her job with clients. No rich family, no special degree, just daily discipline and smart execution. So Warren writes his non-negotiables on paper: buffer, automation, gratitude. He builds the buffer even at $7 a week because it turns emergencies into inconveniences. He automates good behavior, and on payday, money moves to savings, investing, and a skill fund. Gratitude isn't fluff, it's conditioning, because a mind obsessed with lack finds more lack. A mind trained to notice value finds opportunities. From this point on, staying broke isn't fate, it's repeated choices. Do one action today, cancel one thing, move $15, write your goal, tape it up. One action beats 1,000 intentions.